What if I told you that you can figure out why your hair is falling out and treat it at the root cause instead of relying on generalized medications and supplements that might not work? If that sounds like great news, keep watching, because in this video, I'm going to show you how to assess and address 3 of the most common root causes of hair loss in women. Would it surprise you to learn that your dermatologist probably doesn't care about what's causing your hair loss and thinning? It's not because they're a bad person or a bad doctor. It's because they only have 3 treatment options, and none of them are guaranteed to work for female hair loss and thinning. Unfortunately, the same can be said for many natural hair growth products on the market. They are super generalized, comprised of a sprinkle of this and a pinch of that, with no specific focus on any one root cause of hair loss and thinning. Even though hair loss in women is really common, with 50% of women experiencing hair loss and thinning by age 50, the root cause for hair loss in women is really variable. That's why it's so important to understand your specific situation on a physiologic level, so that you can choose strategies that actually give your body what it needs to grow full, healthy hair. Because hair loss is a big deal for women. It can be stressful, frustrating, depressing, and even humiliating, not to mention expensive. One of my clients was so distressed by her hair thinning that leaving the house to run an errand caused severe anxiety. And she hadn't gone out for dinner with her husband in months because it took hours to carefully comb and spray her hair in place to hide all of her bald patches. And she's not alone. So if you're feeling hopeless, stuck, or frustrated by your hair loss and thinning, it's important that you understand it's not vain or self-centered to want a solution. Your body is trying to send you a message that something isn't right, and listening to that message is important. That's why we dig deeper in functional medicine, to uncover the why behind hair loss and thinning, not just to help you regrow healthy hair, but to ensure your overall health and well-being is protected too. But before we dive into 3 common root causes of female hair loss and thinning, you should know that there are several more complex root causes that can be treated with functional strategies. In fact, I talk about 6 of them, including androgenic alopecia and alopecia areata, in my hair loss deep dive tutorial. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'll give you some more details about this comprehensive training and how to access it. Okay. The first root cause of women's hair loss that we're covering in this video is suboptimal ferritin. What is ferritin and why is it important? Ferritin is a protein that stores iron in your cells, safely transports it in the blood, and releases it when your body needs more iron. We need ferritin because while iron is a super important micronutrient for your body, free iron is actually toxic to your cells. So it needs to be bound up or buffered when it's stored. That's ferritin's job, to keep a reserve of iron that's ready to go when your body needs it, without exposing your cells to harmful free iron. What do suboptimal iron levels have to do with hair growth? Well, just like your muscles, organs, and brain, your hair follicles need oxygen from your red blood cells in order to function. And those red blood cells require adequate iron in the form of hemoglobin in order to carry that essential oxygen. But if you have low levels of iron or low backup reserves of iron stored as ferritin, your red blood cells have to prioritize oxygen delivery to the most important tissues of the body, and your brain and heart are always going to win out over your hair. That's why hair loss can be one of the first signs of low iron or suboptimal ferritin, because it's one of the last priorities for oxygenation in the body. I want to stress that you do not have to have low iron levels or be anemic in order to experience hair loss and thinning. Not only can suboptimal ferritin cause hair loss and thinning, but it's nearly impossible to grow back healthy hair with ferritin levels lower than 50 micrograms per liter. I like to see ferritin levels of 70 to 150 micrograms per liter for females, unless they have thyroid disease, in which case that bottom number goes up to a minimum of 100 micrograms per liter. More on the role of the thyroid in a minute. How do you know if you have low ferritin? Well, a simple blood test will tell you. You can ask your doctor to order it the next time you have labs drawn, or you might even be able to order it yourself through my website. To make it easier for you to take action on the info in this video, I've put together a free checklist with links to the resources that I mention, including ferritin testing options. You'll find the link to download the checklist in the video description. How can you raise your ferritin if it's low? Well, it can be surprisingly tricky. Iron and ferritin can be low because you're losing too much blood, for example, via menstruation or a bleeding ulcer. Perhaps you don't get enough iron from your food, or it's not an easily absorbable form of iron. Speaking of absorption, even if you're eating plenty of iron or taking iron pills, if your gut can't break down and take in that iron because of low digestive enzymes or an H. pylori overgrowth, you can still end up with low ferritin. I have a great video on how to raise low ferritin that you can watch next if you'd like. I'll make sure to queue it up for you. I'll also put a few of my favorite ferritin boosting strategies in the free checklist for you, including my favorite practitioner-grade ferritin supplement that my clients have used to optimize their levels after struggling for years with low ferritin. Again, the link to the checklist is in the video description for you. The second common root cause of hair loss and thinning in women is thyroid dysfunction, specifically subclinical hypothyroid. Hair loss is a well-known symptom of poor thyroid function, also called hypothyroidism or low thyroid. And hypothyroidism is very common. 1 in 8 women will develop thyroid disease in her lifetime. So where's the disconnect? Why is it so hard to figure out if your thyroid is causing your hair loss? Much of the trouble comes down to testing. The most common way to assess thyroid function is by measuring thyroid-stimulating hormone, or TSH. But unfortunately, this doesn't tell us the whole story. Interestingly, TSH doesn't measure actual thyroid hormone production, but rather it measures an intermediary in the process of thyroid function. Here's a good way to think about it. TSH measures how hungry or needy your brain is for more thyroid activity. When your pituitary gland starts cranking out TSH, it tells your thyroid gland to start making thyroxine, or T4, as well as a little triiodothyronine, or T3. But we're not done yet. T4, which represents 80% of your thyroid gland output, is inactive. That means it can't interact with the cells of your body to regulate your metabolism until it's converted into the active form of thyroid hormone, T3. Only once T4 is turned into T3 can it bind to regulation sites called receptors on your cells and maintain your body's metabolism, which is an essential function for hair health and growth. Most doctors don't test free T3 levels until your TSH is super high, in some cases nearly double the upper optimal limit. And they also don't test for thyroid antibodies, which can interfere with how well your free T3 binds to the thyroid receptor on your hair cells. This means you could be suffering from thyroid-related hair loss and thinning for years before anyone does anything about it. Some research indicates that you can have signs of subclinical hypothyroid for a decade before your TSH becomes abnormal. That's why the first step to ruling in or ruling out this root cause is a comprehensive thyroid lab test, including TSH, free T4, free T3, and thyroid antibodies at minimum. Again, this is a simple blood test, so you can ask your doctor to order it for you. Or you may be able to order an at-home test kit that utilizes a finger poke to test these levels. I'll put a link to this option in the free checklist too, along with my optimal ranges for all 4 thyroid markers. If you do find that your thyroid levels aren't optimized, you can take steps to fix them. For example, if you have plenty of free T4, but it's not converting to the active free T3, you could boost that conversion rate with micronutrients like selenium, which is found in seafood, organ meats, and Brazil nuts. Zinc is also key in the conversion process and can be found in oysters, lamb, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, and cocoa powder. Adaptogens like rhodiola are also helpful for promoting optimal free T3 levels. My clients have responded really well to a practitioner-grade supplement that has a combination of several conversion-boosting elements in it. I'll put a link to this favorite in the checklist for you too. And by the way, when you order these root cause solutions from my full script dispensary, you get a really nice discount. So be sure to check that out. The third root cause of hair loss in women is a surprising one, and yet really, really simple. If you don't have enough ingredients that your body needs to make hair, you can't grow healthy hair. This is an especially common root cause if you notice that your hair is also brittle or breaks easily, as well as thinning and falling out. If you don't have optimal levels of essential micronutrients, your body will prioritize more important functions instead of producing healthy hair, just like we talked about with ferritin. What are some essential micronutrients for hair health? Vitamin B6, B12, and folate are crucial for growing hair and are also commonly depleted in women, especially women who are pregnant or who have given birth. These micronutrients are also commonly deficient in women who eat a vegan or vegetarian diet. Just to clarify, it's not impossible to get B vitamins as a vegan, but it's really, really tough to maintain optimal levels without supplementation. Collagen is also essential for hair growth, and while your body can make its own collagen from amino acids, it is a complex multi-step process. Dietary collagen is found in animal products. Bone broth is a great source and is also widely available in supplemental form. But because most collagen products on the market are made from ground-up cow hides, it can be extremely difficult to digest and absorb. So you need to be really picky when choosing supplemental collagen for hair growth. Essential fatty acids from foods like anchovies, herring, flax seeds, and olive oil are also crucial for hair health and can't be made from scratch by the body. So if you're not eating lots of them or supplementing with them, you could be deficient. Now, I don't know about you, but herring, organ meats, and oysters don't regularly make it onto my plate. So if you're experiencing hair loss or thinning, you may need to get these micronutrients in supplement form. And you need to know that, unfortunately, not all supplements are created equal. For the highest standard, best quality supplements for hair loss and thinning, check out my favorite vetted practitioner-grade products in the free checklist. Again, if you order them through my dispensary on FullScript, I'll pass along a nice discount for you. While these 3 root causes of hair loss in women certainly don't cover all women, it's really worth your time and energy to at least rule them out before digging deeper. If you've already done that, or you have a different root cause that you need to investigate, be sure to check out my hair loss deep dive tutorial. In the deep dive, I'll cover the why behind the top 6 root causes of hair loss and thinning in women, including common diagnoses like alopecia areata and female pattern hair loss. I'll show you how to determine which causes are underlying your specific hair loss, including functional medicine optimal lab ranges and advanced testing options. And I'll recommend evidence-based strategies to address each root cause instead of just managing hair loss symptoms. And I'll even share some bonus resources, the very same resources that have helped my clients stop their hair loss over the years. You get instant access to this tutorial when you sign up for my exclusive video library inside my YouTube membership. In fact, you get instant access to all my webinars, deep dives, and tutorials for just $7.99 per month. And I'll be adding a brand new members-only video training each month. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and enlightening. If so, I hope you consider joining my YouTube membership. There are so many great trainings in the library that I really want you to have access to, and your support of my channel would mean the world to me. Don't forget to grab your free checklist as well. Lots of resources for you there. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.